Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, happy midweek day. It is, man, it's a beautiful day here in Minnesota. I'd say probably in the 60s, late 60s, high 60s, low 70s. Perfect autumn weather. I guess it's officially fall. It's September 3rd today. I don't have the 24 hours a day reading handy on me, but I do want to share a recovery message with you guys. And I'm talking loud because I know there's a little bit of a hum in my truck. For me, this recovery message that we bring on this channel, it can't stop. It has to be brought all the time. We have to do it every single day. And that doesn't mean I need to make a video every single day, but that means that we need to come prepared, aware, and ready. Amen? Ready to execute, aware of our surroundings, and something else I want to talk about with you guys today and every day is our support system. What we use and who we use as a way of helping, supporting, and advancing our recovery. Because I know a lot of times people can be, I feel like sometimes we get filled up with the wrong stuff, and then we end up putting out the wrong stuff, and we end up leaning into the wrong people, and sometimes it can be overwhelming when we don't have the right things in place. And some of the things that I'm talking about today are things that we depend on when we're in a bind. Okay, so sometimes we need to do things that are going to be really unconventional to what we used to do and how we used to be, because there's no way that we could survive in this life doing the same things that we used to do. Now, that teaches us in AA that we have to now become basically a new person. We have to become aware and accept that we were or are active alcoholics or addicts, but we're not defined by that label. And yesterday and today's reading both had that type of premise in it. And it said that, we don't need to be labeled with the label alcoholic or addict. We have to become aware that we have a problem, but to beat ourselves up and to be labeled like that is something that really doesn't help very much. Now, once you get into recovery and you get into some spiritual maturity, then you start to realize and become aware that, oh, sure enough, I am suffering from alcoholism or addiction or whatever it is. And then therefore we are the things that we are called, right? Alcoholics, addicts. But when we come into recovery, we start to look at things a little bit differently. And the things that we're looking at now is the fact that we are in recovery. So we, in return, call ourselves a recovering alcoholic or a recovering addict. And a lot of times we're going to build ourselves up doing so, because I feel and I felt in the past that when I went into the four walls of AA and I sat in there and I said, "Hi, I'm Jesse, I'm an alcoholic," each time I said that, I guess I didn't really feel like it didn't feel right, and sometimes every once in a while I go to an AA meeting and I would say I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict, and I guess that did kind of resonate with me a little bit more than being an alcoholic or addict. But I still think that we need to be mindful of what we call ourselves, the labels we put on ourselves, because in a lot of times, you guys, that's a trap. It's a trap. And I know it can be a productive trap in a way, right? I know going to AA meetings and recognizing that you're an alcoholic or addict is what we need to do. But to call ourselves an alcoholic when we're not actually in active alcoholism is doing ourselves no favor. We're actually doing a disservice, and we're therefore sharing that disservice with other people, and so they therefore do it with themselves and others too, and it's not right. I don't think that we should be calling ourselves alcoholics or addicts if we aren't in active alcoholism or addiction, right? But school is back in swing, and I hope you guys are all encouraged, and I hope you guys are all brave enough to do the next right thing. And sometimes that can be really, really super difficult, and I realize that, and I honor that, and I recognize that. Okay, I'm aware that some of our choices, although very difficult and hard, they're going to give us a direction that we would have not had if we hadn't made the tough choices when we make them. Okay, so don't give up, don't relent, be perseverant, have persistence and consistency, and always allow yourself to make mistakes. Failures are not failures per se, but failures are learning lessons, because there's lessons and blessings in everything. So when we come into this life, we're naked, we're afraid, we're alone, we don't know what to do, so we cry. As we get older, we start to learn coping mechanisms and skills and abilities. And sometimes, even though our parents didn't teach us that, I know my parents didn't teach me all that stuff. I had to learn it on my own. But sharing it with you guys in hopes that maybe somebody out there will hear the message and that they won't have to suffer from that themselves. So they'll say, hey, if this guy can do it, I can do it. And surely you can. And seemingly all of us can do that. Perhaps, maybe. But we have to stay true to the fight. Okay? So you do that. I'm gonna go home, get some dinner, and see my family. Love you. God bless you. See you on the next one.